A cracked, weathered hand clutching a single, rusted copper coin. The skin is translucent, showing blue veins like a roadmap of exhaustion. Rain doesn't just fall, it pelted against a jagged piece of corrugated metal. The rhythmic, metallic ping, ping, ping of heavy rain on tin. A low, cinematic sub-bass drone that feels like a heartbeat. You've been told that poverty is a lack of money. You've been lied to. Poverty isn't an empty pocket, it is the silent, suffocating scream of a child who has realized that his dreams are a luxury his stomach cannot afford. You've been told that poverty is a lack of money. You've been lied to. Poverty isn't an empty pocket, it is the silent, suffocating scream of a child who has realized that his dreams are a luxury his stomach cannot afford. Transition to a wide shot of a boy standing in a sprawling junkyard, looking at a gleaming city skyline in the far distance. The contrast is violent, gray sludge versus neon gold. A sharp, digital glitch sound effect. The ambient rain cuts to total silence for 1 second. Look at him. You see a poor boy. I see a master architect of survival. But here is the truth that will break you. The moment he finally gets that gold, he will realize he traded his soul to buy a cage. Interior of a hollow, dim room. The boy is sitting on a crate, staring at a blank wall. The shadows of passersby outside flicker across his face like ghosts. Soft, melancholic cello melody begins to swell, the sound of a distant ticking clock that is slightly offbeat. There is a psychological void we call the witness gap. When you grow up in the hollows of lack, you develop a forensic hyper-vigilance. You aren't just hungry for bread, you are hungry to be seen. Every no from a shopkeeper, every look of pity from a teacher carves a canyon in the psyche. A montage of blurred faces looking down, moving past the camera. The boy remains the only sharp, focused element in the frame. Why does success feel empty later in life? Because you are trying to fill a canyon with paper currency. The hidden pain isn't the cold floor, it's the belief that your value is tied to your utility. If you aren't producing, you don't exist. This is the internal war. The boy is fighting to escape the slum, but the slum has already built a fortress inside his mind. The boy finds a broken ceramic bowl in the mud. He picks it up, slow-motion shot of him tracing the jagged edge with his thumb. A high-frequency crystalline chime. The music shifts from a minor key to a hopeful orchestral swell. In Japan, they practice Kintsugi. They don't throw away broken pottery, they join the shattered pieces with gold. They believe the break makes the object stronger, more beautiful. The scene transitions through a time-lapse blur. The boy is now an adult in a high-rise office, but he is holding that same broken bowl, now mended with gold veins. The sound of wind rushing, transitioning into the hum of an air-conditioned office. Your trauma is not a defect, it is the forge. The poverty of your youth provided the gravity needed to compress your character into a diamond. The shift happens when you realize the cracks weren't failures. They were the only places deep enough to hold the wisdom you now possess. You didn't survive despite the struggle. You became a king because of it. Clean, minimalist black background with bold gold serif text appearing one by one. A heavy mechanical thud for each rule that appears. You must decouple your worth from your wallet. Psychology tells us that childhood poverty creates a permanent temporary mindset, the fear that everything will be taken away tomorrow. To break this, practice radical non-utility. Spend 10 minutes a day doing something that earns you $0 and serves no purpose. Reclaim your right to simply be. Identify the voice in your head. Is it yours, or is it the voice of the landlord who evicted you? Forensic self-analysis requires you to label these thoughts as residual echoes. When you feel not enough, realize that is a memory, not a fact. Stop spending your energy trying to prove them wrong. Spite is a low-grade fuel that burns dirty and leaves soot in your lungs. Shift your why from proving to providing. When you build for others, the witness gap closes. You become the witness you never had. We return to the opening scene. The rain is still falling. The boy is still holding the rusted coin, but the lighting has changed. Instead of cold blue, the scene is bathed in a warm amber glow. The heavy rain fades into the sound of a calm, rhythmic ocean tide. The music reaches a cinematic, breathless crescendo. Look at the boy again. The rain is no longer an enemy. It is the water that washes away the dust of the old world. He looks at the coin, not with desperation, but with the quiet gravity of a man who knows he is holding the seed of an empire. The boy looks directly into the lens. His eyes are no longer hollow. They are burning with a terrifying, serene clarity. He slowly opens his hand, letting the coin fall into the mud. He doesn't need it anymore. He is the gold. Music cuts abruptly. Only the sound of a single distant heartbeat remains. You spent your whole life trying to get out of the dark, never realizing you were the one holding the match. Fade to black. The MindRise logo fades in silently. Final, resonant, mic drop echo. Total silence.